I'm Kim and I will welcome you to my very brand new YouTube channel. And I've been at home on my own and all of the ideas have been bubbling, and I have realized that I needed to start a YouTube channel. I've been on Instagram for about 10 years, 9 years so far, and sharing my work on there and 500px as well. And I am a master procrastinator. That's why I've never kind of dwelled onto YouTube, because the idea of editing a video is not my favorite. So we'll see how that goes. I moved over to London from Switzerland when I was 21 to study my bachelor in photography. After looking at all the colleges, I decided to go for LCC. So I did 3 years in a Bachelor of Photography in LCC, London College of Communication in Leuenberger Castle, and they were like best 3 years of my life. It was so much fun. I learned so much over there, and we had the best facilities out of all the colleges for photography. So dark rooms, color and black and white, all of the studios, and my favorite place was the printing room because I used to love to make books. I printed the whole catalogue for our degree show on the big Heidelberg machines, and it was fantastic. So printing is something that I'm really interested into, and there's so many subjects around photography that I love and that I thought would be great to be talking about, the more storytelling side of it. So I graduated in 2017, so close to 3 years now. And as soon as we hung down the degree show, my friend Irene and I jumped in a car and drove across America from Miami all the way to LA for Hertz rental car. So I created content for them, and that's still to this day the way that I'm living and making money, is by creating content for different brands, tourism boards as well. It's been pretty amazing for the last 3 years since I graduated. In the last year only, I went to Rwanda, I went to Japan. I left a piece of my heart in California and I cannot wait to go back. But I've seen so many amazing places, I can't even begin to tell you. So I thought it would be great to have a place to kind of tell those stories in a different way, and also talk about my love for photography and the storytelling approach that I have to capturing my photos. So I thought that on this channel I could look back at some of the trips that I've taken, because I've not essentially always been filming around, but I think sometimes it's quite interesting to show an image and tell the story behind it. So I will be doing so. And then there'll be some tutorials as well, because I have been known for the past 8 or 9 years, or is it 10 now? 9 years, to be taking photos of little cars. So I have one of them just here. I haven't really shot much with this one, but I think she's the prettiest. And she's also the tidiest of all of those that I've got here, because they're all full of sand and rust, and I have white sheets. So it's not a really good idea to have them on there. And I want to be talking about my love for cameras, so I'm a little bit of a camera hoarder. I've been collecting cameras for the last 6 or 7 years, and I have a big chunk of them at my storage unit in London. I kind of wanted to tell you all of the stories linked to my cameras. I like to use each and every one of them for specific projects. They kind of all have a different story to tell, and they're kind of like my friends more than anything. Also, trigger warning for those of you that are very meticulous about their kit, and also that hurt inside from seeing a scratch camera. This is not the place for you. I am very clumsy. I have fallen multiple times with my cameras, and I just use them and I just take them everywhere, and they have a little bit of a tendency to be worn out. So if you can deal with it and carry on watching, I'm sure there's going to be cool stuff coming up. But if that's a big trigger for you, maybe now is the time to go, because I'm about to show you the love of my life. The camera filming ran out of battery. So one of the cameras that I use on my adventures and the love of my life is this little guy just here, the Leica Cube. So it is pretty battered. It has fallen a few times. I've had it for I think about 4 years, maybe more, if not 5 now. Ever since the Q came out, I worked on a project with Leica. I'm gonna tell you more in that video because this camera deserves a good few videos just for this one. Been going everywhere around the world with me, and I've taken so many of my favorite photos with it. So thankfully it's always with me, so it's never far from me. It's just perfect. So it's lived some very great adventures. My favorite little guy. I'm never gonna sell this camera. I'm gonna keep it forever. Even if it stops working, I am not gonna get rid of it. There's so many memories attached to it. It's my soulmate, and it's always near me, so yeah. Oh, I love it so much. You can't even imagine how much I love this little thing. I hope it's gonna stay alive for as long as possible and I can create some more memories with it. But I shot with it this afternoon and that was super fun. I love portrait, landscape, everything on this little guy is amazing. And I have like loads of film cameras, medium format, 35mm, instant cameras. I've got everything that you can think of, so yeah, I've been capturing a lot of my trips with that. Each camera has got its own sort of personality, and that's something that I really want to capture with some videos, talking about them, explaining them. I just love everything that camera can do, and the way it kind of enables you to see beauty all around you, and that's what photography is about for me. So I fell in love with photography when I was a little kid, I think, and I remember my parents would give a throwaway camera for the holiday. Every holidays I had my own little album made, my own little camera. I remember my 15th birthday I was given my own little digital, and then my 19th birthday I got my first own DSLR. We had one for the family, I think a Nikon D40 for the family before then, but we would only use it on all the automatics modes. And then I started progressively buying all those photography magazines, and I kind of taught myself using a bit beyond the modes with that. So I had my own SLR and I started like playing around, doing more stuff, and then it kind of all changed from taking photos was being out in comparison with going out to take photos. And I think when that switch happened is when everything kind of started to change. So it's been 9 years that I've been taking the photos of the little cars. I can't imagine not taking photos. Every day I go on a little walk and I have my smartphone with me taking photos. And it's just a way of thinking, a way of seeing, and I kind of always associate photography with my mental health in some sort of ways. So it's always been an escape for me and a way to feel better. Seeing things, it just brings me so much joy and so much happiness. And I use photography to document the way I see the world. I see little stories everywhere, and that's how I decided to record them. So when I was 19, I read a book by Carrie Smith, and I think it's still on my dad's. It's called How to Be an Explorer of the World. That book kind of switched on my observing brain. And like right now I'm looking beyond this camera and I'm like seeing the sky and then the reflection, and there's always something really pleasant to see all around you at all times, I swear. Like it could be just the light hitting something, even in the underground and the most grubby of places. As long as there's light, there is something interesting happening, and that's what I want to be showing you with this channel. As well as telling you stories a bit beyond the image and all of the things that like lie in the storytelling realm of photography. So hopefully I'll get to be a little bit technical as well, because even though I'm a little bit of a tourist, I've been doing this for a long time, so I've gathered quite a lot of information and a lot of knowledge about how camera works. But I think all of it work more on the emotional side of a vision and how it makes you feel and how it is best to capture it. My biggest motivation for this is that a few weeks ago I got a message from a young guy in Australia whose teacher has been teaching them about my work. That if she saw a documentary about me, maybe I'll link it up, when I was about to start university and my story with my little cars, and she's been teaching her students about my work. He wrote like such a sweet message, telling me that like my work is really inspiring, but also it's inspiring the girls in the class, because most of the people are being told about are men. So I kind of want to be opening the dialogue about a bit more representation of women in photography, especially in the teaching, which is really bizarre because at university majority of our teachers were women, but then when you look at it on the online world, it's not really the case. So that is something I'm going to be talking about a little bit, and I kind of want to encourage more women to be out there and go out, explore, take photos, and tell the world about them. So yeah, whew. YouTube is hard. I'm parched. My throat is bleh. This was the start. Hopefully I can be asked to edit this video together and post it. But look out for the next few ones. They'll be a bit more interesting than me blabbering about. I'm aiming to do the how-to video for the stop motion this week, because I need to do one. Tomorrow we'll try to post one a week. Thank you for watching this far. Goodbye.